And we are live. So we're 3 minutes early. So this is, we're not going to start until it's time. We're just going to give other people time to join. You can invite people.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me get that.
So how are you guys doing? How's everyone doing? We're shooting live from Arizona. So it's nice and sunny. A bit of a change from my usual snow-infested Toronto. Like everyone's saying it snowed last night, so there's a lot of snow today and it's very, very cold. So I'm happy to be out here in Arizona. It's not as hot as I wanted it to be. Like I'm not sweating. I wanted to be sweating, but I'm not sweating. But it's okay. At least I can see some sunshine. So I hope you guys are having a great week so far. We're just gonna give it another 2 minutes and then we're gonna get started. So have a coffee, grab yourself a coffee, just get comfortable.
Grab yourself a coffee, a Red Bull.
Grab yourself a pen and paper as well.
A pen and paper.
You're gonna want to take a lot of notes.
It shall be an amazing day. I've been telling John, 2020. What is 2020? The year to blossom, right? Things are going to change. Amazing things about to happen.
There's no year like this year. This is the best year so far.
Everyone is talking about change.
And we have to make it count.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We will make it count. We have 1 more minute, looks like.
Yes, we're starting in 60 seconds.
Fantastic.
You sent to Adana?
That was who was supposed to.
Get the link, no. Copy link.
What? Okay.
Send it to WhatsApp, go to WhatsApp, it's supposed to be.
Oh, WhatsApp, yeah. Oh, I didn't even see that's what she was asking for. I thought it was on Facebook. Awesome. 9:59.
Okay.
Facebook Live. Exciting times.
Yeah. Okay, are you ready? It's 10 o'clock, so we're going to get started. So welcome, everyone. Welcome to my live sessions with Joan. A very interactive session where we get to share some experiences or some lessons, from life, from business, different areas of life. And today with me, I have a very, very special guest, Coach Kingsley. He's a mindset coach. And I'm sure you're thinking, what in the world is a mindset coach? I'm just going to give him a few seconds to introduce himself, and maybe he can tell you a bit more about what he does.
Mindset coaching. Joan, thank you very much. Listen, it takes very, very little to get me excited, right? I'm probably just like you guys. Any little act of love.
Hi, Adana.
Hey, what's up, Adana? How you doing? Any little act of love gets me through the roof. 2-3 days, I'm out there distributing love like crazy. So I can't tell you how excited I feel right now that Joan has asked me to be here today in front of you guys talking about mindset. So what is mindset coaching? Think about mindset coaching sort of like your insurance to power through, So many complex decisions to make. If we're stuck thinking about a certain pain, and that's what's driving our lives, it's really hard for you to really accomplish these things. Everyone talks about the next level. How do you hit the next level?
Okay, that's awesome. So I know you probably keep hearing the word mindset. Everyone's like, oh, mindset, mindset, mindset. So if you were to describe the terminology mindset, what would you say mindset is? What is mindset?
Mindset is like a support system for a collection of thoughts that drive an action, a specific action. You see, the goal or the job of a mindset is to help you accomplish one thing or a set of things, but something specific. Where people get lost, unfortunately, is that they get stuck in a mindset. And it depends on what the mindset. There are millions of mindsets.
There's millions of, mindset for me is just your worldview. A certain mindset will determine the actions you make, the decisions you make, even the way you behave, the way you speak, the way you interact with people. But anyway, we're going to get started on today. We're going to be talking about a lot of mindset.
A lot of mindsets.
So the way it's going to go is, you can feel free to ask any questions throughout the session. We'll try to answer as many as we can. And at the end of it all, we do have a surprise. So you want to wait till the end to see what that surprise is. So today we're going to be talking about different mindsets that can impact different areas of your life. So we're going to start off with talking about work. So for people who are in 9-to-5 jobs, what kind of mindsets do you need to have to be able to win? And we're going to talk about relationships, like personal relationships, work relationships. Then we're going to talk about people who are in business, people who are in leadership roles. What kind of mindsets do you need to be able to thrive? And then we're going to talk about my favorite topic in the world these days, health and wellness. So we're just going to get started. So, can you talk to me about your top 3 mindsets for winning when it comes to a 9-to-5 job?
Top 3 mindsets for winning. The 9-to-5 has been a long time. And I know that some people are thinking about transitioning right now, but listen, to win in a 9-to-5, for me, the feeling of independence means that I want to feel authentic in anything that I do.
It's a powerful word, authentic.
Yeah. I mean, what else is life if you're not being authentic? That's where you're your most honest place. And if you can be at your most honest place, you'll find that making decisions don't get very complicated. What do you think?
I like authenticity. I also believe in being the best version of yourself.
Yes.
So, for me, when I was in my 9-to-5 job, it was always about how can I show up every day as the best version of myself. So that's one. So I'm the best version to everybody else, but I also try to bring out the best version of other people as well. Because we all have to win. So there's no I win and everybody else loses. It's not me against you. It's not you lose and I win. It's how can we all win? So in being my authentic self, I also want to make sure that I show up as the best version and also bring out the best version in everybody else.
And you do a fantastic job at doing that, because let me tell you something. I wouldn't be here right now speaking if you didn't bring the best out of me. Just yesterday we were talking about like growth, right? And I was saying, I don't think in terms of growth. I've never really identified with the word growth, even though I know what it represents. And then you had a way of it's kind of using your words. You use words the right way. She explained to me what really growth was. Let me understand that everything that I've been doing has just been aligning growth. Why am I? And all of a sudden today I'm like, you know what? Growth champion.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite mindsets as well, growth. If you're not growing, you're dying. There's nothing is happening, everything is stagnant. No, you're dying. So growth for me is, how can I be better than I was yesterday? 1% rule. So it's not, how can I be amazingly better than I was? It's like, what is that little change I can make that can make me a better person than I was yesterday? So I look at growth as a slow progression. You're improving. So even in the 9-to-5 job in your workplace, it's not, I've been hired to do this and this is all I know. These are the processes in place. How can you make it better? Constantly looking for ways to improve, to make it easier. Even if you can't make it better, make it easier for yourself. If you can automate some certain task, then just automate it and make it easier. So that's growth for me. Like always improving, always inching further and further to a perfect state.
Absolutely.
So what are the mindsets when it comes to 9-to-5 job?
9-to-5 job. So you work within teams. You have to adopt the we mindset. The we, not I.
Yeah. There's no I in team.
I gotta say it again. Everyone, if you've been trained ever, everyone's always talked about that, right? Now, here's what happens. Even if you tried a little exercise and spoke about anything in terms of I, it's not that it's not an actionable way to speak. It's just that it represents what you're thinking and what you're feeling, right? So you're translating an emotion that's inside. When you think in terms of we, that means you're solving a problem that's global. That's affecting a much larger population of people. And if you can think like that at work, you'll find that every time you're making a decision, it's to empower other people. And if you put yourself at a point where you're empowering other people, you realize that that's what true power is. So if you want to get ahead in the 9-to-5, do just that.
I like that. That's pretty awesome. So think we. I spent maybe the last few years really, really working with teams and building teams. And, people think it's easy. It's not easy.
No.
But, one of the mindsets I had to go in with was, I don't know it all. Like, you don't know it all. As much as they're learning from you, you're also learning from them. So just being able to stay humble and just focus on how much value can you deliver to them.
Yes.
So it's not about you, it's about them.
It's
delivering value.
Delivering value.
That's another way that, I tackle my 9-to-5 mindset. So, thanks for all your comments. Like, tell me your favorite mindsets that has helped you to win in the corporate world.
Adana, I want to hear from you. I see that you just said, I agree 100%. Power is the true empowerment. I want to hear a little more about that, because yes, power is the true empowerment. But what exactly do you mean? We'll get back to that. So what else do we have?
Okay, so I think that's a bit about the work environment. Maybe we can move on to the next one, which is more relationships. So what are the mindsets that you require to be able to win and thrive successfully in relationships?
So let's qualify. Is it relationships with at home, personal, relationships at work, or just relationships in general?
Relationships with people. So it could be with your spouse, with your kids, with your family members, with your friends, with your pastor, whatever. Like just relationships in general.
Every human being has a job. The day you're born for the betterment of humanity. That's
Absolutely.
the only purpose, right? If you're the betterment of humanity, then you're a servant to humanity. So servitude. I failed, I'll be honest with you, many times at this, because having a mindset to serve people that means you're able to get rid of that ego, and the ego is the most tricky thing, And I've been weak to the ego. You've helped me a lot with learning on how to position myself and how to think about people first and how to serve. So yes, servitude for me would be like a very, very strong one in relationships.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. I think when I think about my relationships, so in the servitude mindset as well, I'm a bit of a giver. So I never really go into relationships thinking, what can I get out of the person? It's always, what can I give? Well, how can I add value to this person's life? So I'm constantly thinking about my friends, my family, where are the areas I can step in and help them? What are the challenges? How can I help them be better? I think that's the purpose of it. Like, if you're not benefiting from me, like, why are we friends? Why are you in my life? Why are we in a relationship?
Yes.
So for me, that's my mindset when I go into relationships. How can I make this person's life different? What can I do?
But the double-edged sword to the giver is, are you the receiver? Are you conscious of being the receiver? Or do you find that many times people just end up taking? How do you deal with that?
There'll always be takers. There'll always be takers. But if you keep focusing on what you can get, like if you only do things because you're hoping there's an expectation of getting something in return, chances are you never do anything. And then you'll be bitter. So you're bitter because I've done this for, can you imagine I did that for him and he hasn't even, and then you don't want to do more. So sometimes I tease that I'm no longer generous because I used to be so generous and people would just take. And then I was like, oh, okay. It sounds like people are trying to use me now. But I still give because that's where my joy is. My joy is not in you even saying thank you. My joy is in that I know that I've been able to help you and I've probably solved a problem for you.
Man, Joan, you just said something very interesting because it's called gratification. I was born and raised an instant gratification monger. Like, I wanted people to say thank you. In fact, I positioned myself just so people could say thank you to me. Don't tease me. I know there are people there that are just like that, man. And I know you have that selfless attitude where you just give, which is what I was asking if people trample. But what I'm hearing is that you're able to separate what the other people's objectives are to yours, and what you're going for, the satisfaction you get is that you gave.
Yeah.
Not so much about what you're going to receive. See, that's where and that's the mindset thing, because some people think I have to receive.
Yeah. Okay. So what else? Relationships.
Relationship for me is being impeccable with communication. I've been married for 13 years, and I could be better at my communication. I've tried, but being able to clearly articulate what you're feeling or what you're thinking in a way that prepares the person before the action is taken. A lot of times we find that we just do something and we assume that because people have been around us for a long time and they know us, they know what we're doing, they know why we did that action, and then we're unhappy when the response that we get isn't the response that we expected. But we didn't prep ourselves. Imagine if we went on this Facebook Live jam session today and there was no introductions at all. You just started talking. People were like, what are you talking about? What's the topic? You have to prep people. Be impeccable with your communication. It helps. It changes things.
I like that. So mean what you say and say what you mean.
Mean what you say in a simple way. Yeah. Just direct.
So,
mean what you say.
So Rotimi, so you're absolutely right about takers. More takers than givers. Well,
yes.
So you just choose, just know what your own goal is and what makes you happy and where you derive your joy, and just stick to it. Like what the other person is doing.
Stick to it.
So another thing for me in relationships is, my life is an open book. So anybody that knows me kind of pretty much knows everything about me because everything is out there.
Very true.
And I find it very empowering that I don't feel like I need to keep secrets about myself. Like I'm just an open book. So what you see is what you get,
Yes.
But some people are just very closed. But for me, that's my mindset for relationships. I don't know. What's your thoughts around being an open book and sharing?
That is very powerful. So school of thought. Again, through coaching, mentoring, and just like trying to, stretch my thinking, my imagination, I've started learning that being open is better. So when you have knowledge that would transform people's lives, you want to share it quickly. Back in the days, they would told you that power was when it was a secret, right? It was a secret.
People had to pay for it.
People had to pay you a lot for it, you know what I mean? Because in the end, you wanted to a self. That's the self, you know. Selfless means that it's about you. So all these different things are all connected. You see it, the servitude, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is.
But sharing can also become a bit overwhelming. Because I'm a sharer. Like I share every information I know. If I find out there's a new diet where you can lose 10 kilos in 1 week, I'm on it and all my friends are on it too. So I find that I keep being the go-to person for every single information under the sun. And I don't mind. That's my joy because I like to share.
That's your lane that you've chosen.
Yeah, but there's people who don't like to share. There's nothing wrong with it. You just choose whatever mindset works for you.
You choose what mindset works for you. But just remember, as long as you don't forget that one thing, the mindset is like it's like a thing. It's just like a thing. It's like a thing that you can like just flip in the air as a thought. It's just an event. Like a per second event, right? So, I want to do this thing, and what mindset do I need to make more money? You pick the mindset. You can pick and choose the mindset. You don't want to go. So now you don't want to go get locked into the mindset because if you flipped a coin, for instance, let's say the coin was the mindset, and you flip the coin in the air, it's going to go up in the air and come right back down. If that's the mindset, come right back down. All that's going to happen is you're going to go down with it. Don't go down. You know, mindset. Reach out to people like Joan. Reach out to me, and then we'll unlock that.
So I guess what I'm hearing you say is, mindsets, because people usually think that, oh, this is my mindset and this is the way I was born.
That's how I was born.
So you're saying that, if you can do it on your own, you can flip your mindset, you can choose whatever, based on whatever it is you want to accomplish or you want to achieve, you can fake it. You can, you can invite that new mindset to come and help you achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve.
The question is how?
Which is really powerful.
The question is how?
Because I think most people just think, oh, I was born this way,
And we just accept
I'm lazy, I'm not smart enough.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want to do. And that's why the title of this session is Mindset is Everything. With the right mindset, you can accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish. Okay, so we're just going to run through pretty quickly. So is there anything on relationships that you want to touch on?
No, let's move on to the next thing. We're short of time and people are going to be sending messages. So let's see, what do we have next?
Okay, so Adana is just saying that picking and choosing your mindset based on the conversations, there are a few. What are the top mindsets? Okay, this is going to be one needs to train their minds on.
Well, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Like I said, it's just part of how you're living. I wake up today and I want to write an intentional narrative because I'm thinking outcome first. So I create my narrative for the day. I know that my goal is to make sure that I can hit all these different things. But to hit all these different things through the day, I'm probably going to need 3, 4, 5 different types of mindsets at different times in life or the day. You know what I mean? If I'm going to speak to someone who intimidates me, I need the mindset of confidence. But I need to.
But she's asking now, so how do you get it? So, one way, which is why a lot of people have personal coaches that can help you create that mindset. Because if the voices are there, because the voices are always there. The voices never end. The voice is telling you, you're not a great speaker, you're not that smart. Who are you to think that you can do this? And it's this where you're saying, I want to be more confident, but the voice is like, no, you're not. Look at you. Like, no one's going to listen to you. So sometimes you need an external person, like a coach, to help you to start to grow and strengthen the mindsets that you want to be able to thrive and achieve whatever your goals are.
That's the reason that you're here.
Yeah.
And that's the reason that we're here. And so if you're finding that there are different mindsets that you're trying to figure out how to pick and choose from, then let's connect and we'll unlock those doors.
Okay. So we're going to move on to business, so entrepreneurship. Like what kind of so you've been a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
I've been an obsessive serial entrepreneur. What are the mindsets that you think every entrepreneur needs to adopt to be able to thrive?
First of all, you want to change people's lives.
Yes.
Start, right? Mindset. I want to change people's lives. What are the things that I need to do to change people's lives? You start from that overarching mindset. Like for me, every time that I've gone into any kind of project, I always start with, okay, so what am I going to accomplish? How is it going to affect people? Is it going to be a few people, a lot of people? It doesn't matter how many people. It could be one person, it could be a lot of people. Product, services, it doesn't matter. But if you're in business, you want to know that you believe in what you're doing, and what you're doing is doing something good for the world. In the end, again, like I started in the beginning, we said it's the betterment of humanity. So for me, the first thing I would be saying personally is that. And how would you translate that though? Because I know you and I sometimes see things a little differently.
Yeah. So it's having a very strong why. But a lot of people do go into business without having a strong why. And everybody's why is different. Like for some people, it's just, I want more money, or, I want to work from home, or I want to spend time with kids. But just be very clear on what your why is.
Be very clear on what. Yeah, be very clear on what
your why is. And if your why is purpose driven, then you've hit jackpot.
Then you
because at the end of the day, we're all here to add to humanity. We're all here to make a difference in the world. The question is how.
The question is how, and the how is big because there are many routes.
Yes. So that brings us to the next point, which is focus. So how do you now stay focused on what you want to accomplish? Because it's so easy, especially for entrepreneurs who are visionaries, who are creating
yes.
1 billion ideas floating through my mind per second.
Yes.
Per second, and I kid you not, it's just like woo, 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 but you need to do this, but you need to do that. Distractions. The world is so full of distractions. You know, how as an entrepreneur or someone who wants to go into business, how do you start to develop that focus-driven mindset? It has to be like tunnel vision kind of focus.
Well, first of all, you have to talk to me. But anyway, seriously speaking, right? For focus, you know that the reason that I spend time talking to you really is because of focus. That is my biggest challenge, and I think that's the biggest challenge that most people have. But how have we done it? At least how have you coached me in the past to do it? Is to understand that in the end, you may have a million different ideas, but you want to be able to pick one thing and know where to start. Yeah. Peter Thiel in his book 0 to 1 said, the biggest challenge people have is how to jump, how to get started. So you have to identify just one thing, but go to what makes you feel good. If it makes you feel good, then just take that one thing and try to, if you can't, then have someone hold you accountable. Subscribe to Joan's videos. She'll keep you accountable. And then you pick and focus on one thing and zone in. But I won't lie to you, it is still tough for me. Even as a mindset coach, it is.
Yeah, that's all. Like focus is, I struggle with focus every day. But again, you just have to be able to make a decision and just move and just choose to keep moving. So like what Timi's saying is that how do you develop a strong mindset? Because sometimes it feels like you take a step forward and you take 2 steps back. Entrepreneurship is about like failing or having a setback is not a failure. Doesn't mean you're a failure. It just means you just learned something new. So if you start to look at everything as an experience, as a learning opportunity, then you really don't see it as failure. All you've seen is that, okay, so this now I'm not going to do this next time. So it's having that's a different kind of mindset. Accepting failure not as I'm a failure, I failed, is that, I've just learned something new, something different. Now I know what not to do the next time. And sometimes it's easier to run ideas by other people. And that's why mentorship kind of comes into play. So if you know that you want to start selling cars, for instance, then get a mentor who's sold cars, who's been successful at it. There's no point getting someone who's not more successful than you are. But get a mentor who's been there, who can kind of guide you so you make fewer mistakes. But it doesn't mean that a mistake is bad. A mistake is just a learning opportunity. So that's one of my mindsets for entrepreneurship. I don't when I get into a new project or a new business, I'm kind of expecting to fail. And it's like, I'm not going to beat myself up because I failed. I'm going to be like, wow, so now I know that buying and selling is not my thing, or that, my baking is not as easy as I thought it was. Yeah.
You're speaking to Rotimi's next question. Rotimi, I get you, man. When you're asking, how do you figure out the one thing? Let me tell you something. Even Tony Robbins hasn't quite figured out the one thing. No one's ever going to figure out the one thing. We didn't create ourselves. This platform called the world we live in is a massive place. All you can do is like what Joan said, trial and error. Understand the things that you want to do, and then begin your journey of failures till you get to success. One step closer to success. You find that thing, trust me.
Okay. Another thing for me in entrepreneurship is value. You have to be value driven. How are you providing value to your customers? And it's not so much what you think they value, it's what they actually value, because they're the ones who kind of determine, what the value is. So you can come up with this and think, this is the most beautiful, but then nobody wants it. Nobody likes the color, like it reminds them of blood or whatever it is. You've delivered no value. No one wants to use it. So, how do we start to define what value is, and how do we create that mindset where we're focused more on the customer, the clients, the people you want to serve?
Oh, yes. How do you know your worth? Value, very much. So the way I see value is like a measure. You want to figure out how much pain a person is in. If a person will spend $1 million, is willing to spend $1 million to fix the pain, the value of that pain in cash is $1 million. If you're the person that can provide that solution, then that's why you find the value. So you explore. That's why you get to know people. That's why Joan has said that you always think about people first. You don't find value if you're not thinking about a person, because all you're trying to do is connect to a person's pain. If you can't measure the degree to the person's pain, you're going to undervalue yourself.
Yeah. So you said something that's very key. So there's 2 motivators why people buy products or why people invest in anything. It's either to reduce the pain
Yes.
or to increase pleasure.
Yes.
And the pain has been proven to be stronger, to be a stronger feeling that people want to get rid of. So if you're solving a pain point for someone that's really strong, then your value is typically higher. So always look at that. Then I said, the voice of the customer is very important, yes. But a lot of, like back in the olden days anyway, the entrepreneurs back then would just create a product and just use marketing to shove it down your throat. It's like, no, we know you want it. We know better than you. Take it. You need this. Buy this.
You must buy.
You know, but now customer is kind of king, where, you know, if you're not meeting the needs of the customer, you know, people are so, like, there's so much distraction, there's so much out there, they've dropped you like a bad habit and they've moved on. You know, so you have to know what is value for your customer and always be value driven. How can I deliver more value? Under promise, over deliver.
At what point do you insert yourself into your business partner and your customer's pain? If a person comes up to you and you're solving just a very little pain, then that's really what your value is. You know what I mean? But if you insert yourself at where, but if you can insert yourself at the true cause of the pain, and in all honesty, I found that the best way to do it is to ask, because I know people are going to wonder, like, how do you accomplish these things? I'll give you a very simple example. When I meet clients or new clients, I'm very straightforward about what we want to accomplish. So, hey, we're going to start this meeting about, you know, solving. I know there is a pain and a problem. I don't know the pain or the problem. That's why I'm here. But I know you do want to solve it. I would be happy if you can guide me through what's going on. Give me some background, some information, so that we can make the best possible decisions. Because we want to go, you want to have a win, I want to have a win, right? You check with them. Yes, we both want to have a win. Let's dive into some pain then.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just see if there's any other questions before we move on. Okay, so we're just going to move on.
All right.
Okay, so I think now we're going to talk about health and wellness.
Health and wellness.
A very touchy subject for a lot of people. It used to be very touchy for me too. So what are the mindsets that, you know, you adopt to be able to drive your decisions on whether or not to keep a healthy lifestyle? Look, some people are of the mindset that you only have one life, enjoy it. The day you die. Like something's gonna kill you anyway. But and that's okay, that's them, you know. But what are some of the mindsets that keep you going, that make you very conscious of health and wellness?
Joan, after my brother died, and my dad, I lost 2 people in my family to high blood pressure, diabetes. Then I found myself 250 pounds, high blood pressure, diabetes. At a point when I was working in corporate, they had to rush me to the hospital. Man, my blood pressure was 190 over 170, ridiculous. 250 pounds. Now I'm down to 197 pounds. But for me, it was longevity. I lost 2 people in my family. I mean, we just shrunk. You know what I mean? Longevity. I want to live long.
I want to live long too.
I want to live long. You don't want to live long. Live longer.
Okay. So yeah, so longevity is definitely, and you know, it's funny that you talk about illnesses. So I also was diagnosed with high cholesterol and hypothyroidism a few years ago, and I was told you're going to be on medication for the rest of your life, and I was like, I don't think so. I don't even like taking painkillers when I have a headache. So for me, that was one of the driving forces for me to just hit the gym. And the more I worked out, the more I controlled my diet, I started to find out that there's so many things that can be prevented with just healthy lifestyle, diet and exercise. Count me in. Like, I don't want to be old and sickly and, you know, bent over and any of that. I'm here to live life to the fullest. You know, so for me, just being able to prevent certain illnesses is a good enough driving force for me.
Absolutely. But the question is, so you hit the gym. Do you enjoy gymming? Do you enjoy? Let's be real. I know we all want to look good, we want to be healthy, we want longevity and all that. But man, how do you get that mindset to go to the gym? I struggle.
I struggle too.
Man,
Every day I struggle. Every day is a struggle. You know.
But when you're done from the gym,
exactly. When you're done, then there's this boost of energy. Like your mind is so productive. You know, you feel alive. You feel healthy. You know.
I started the day and did the right thing.
Yes.
8 o'clock in the morning. But then when would you go to the gym in the day?
I'm a morning person. I think I need to go in the morning.
Yeah.
I need to wake up. So,
I need it for. It's a boost for the day.
It's a boost. But what about diet? Like, I struggle still with my diet. There's nothing like a cheat day for me. There's just a cheat. So what about diet? What are the things that you use to control?
So I follow I need for diet. I need accountability, and I need people have to hold me accountable. I will. If I told you anything else, is a lie. My wife is she does bodybuilding and all that. And, you know, I can't, she helps me because then she's eating really well. And so she helps me. But left to me, you know me, I will eat. I will tear it up. But then I'll go work out. I've learned that I will push myself and work out. But my eating, you know, seasonal. Sometimes I get into where I eat phenomenal and I feel good. And then I start getting bad again.
So is it about control,
control,
or is it by
control.
just believing in what's the word? Moderation is key.
I think for me,
everything in moderation. That's what they say, right?
Everything in moderation, but control is the mindset that I need and that I've identified with. But it's just been hard for me to keep that control to to continue to always win. But I have been winning, so it's a trajectory. It's moving up. It's constantly moving up.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Interesting. Great. Okay. Well, I struggle with control every day, but I think I still have that mindset inside of me. So if I know that I binge eat or I eat whatever it is, then I know that the next couple of days I'm gonna be hitting the gym really hard.
We're gonna be working out hard.
So you kind of control it over time, but it's not there's no need beating yourself up or falling. Back in the days I'll just fall off the wagon and just fall off completely off. Like months would go by and I'm like, gain 20 pounds. So it's like, okay, if I know I had 10,000 calories one day, then for the next few days, I kind of behave myself, and kind of regulate that way. Okay, what's Miss talking about? Gym. I registered at the gym, and that was my first and last day there. Yeah.
Bro, I feel you. I feel you. That's even when I lost weight from 250 pounds. This was maybe 5 years ago when I went on that journey. Bro, I just wasn't gonna die. I wasn't gonna die. That was my motivation. But when I lost weight, the first year was the toughest year, man. Because first of all, you're gonna hit the gym. Just to go to the gym for 1 week, it felt impossible. Yeah. I hated the gym. I go to the equipment and I'm conscious of everyone looking at me. Like, I don't know how to use the equipment. And somebody tell me triceps and biceps and all that. Then I realize I was educated and sometimes I don't even know. They say the glutes. What's that one? I don't know. What's glute now? And so bro, I feel you. But the thing is, the knowledge that that's what the body needs and that's what drives longevity is where performance and where the mindset coaching comes. I've come to the point in my life where I understand that there are certain things that just must happen. It's impossible at this point that I write a different narrative. What am I, the extra in my movie? Come on.
Yeah, you're the star.
Of course.
Okay. So we're almost at time. We're 1 minute almost at time. So thank you very much, Kingsley. I don't know if there's anything else you want to say. But thank you everyone for joining us. So yeah, I promise you that you're going to have a bonus at the end. So if you've been taking notes, well, good. But we're also going to be sending you a link with everything that we've spoken about today. So you can it's like a cheat sheet. So you can have that, some of the mindsets that you can start to adopt and imbibe in your daily life. And hopefully you gain value from it. I know I've learned a lot from him. And if you want to know more, if you want to connect with him, like all that will be in the link I'm going to be sending to you.
Absolutely.
So feel free to reach out. If you have any comments, any questions, you know where to find us. Kings is a mindset coach. I'm a business coach. And we're just here to serve.
2020 is your year to blossom.
Is your year.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, if you've been confused, you've ever had doubts, what I teach is how to win friends, influence people, sell more, and build lasting partnerships. It is a powerful way to live. You will be out of pain and you will succeed. So let's stay in touch and let's be intentional about this. I'm serious. Be intentional. Who's speaking? Sam Joe. Oh, Sam Joe's watching. Keep watching, Sam Joe.
Yeah, cool.
One love. Joe, thank you very much. I want to do this again. This is fire.
Absolutely. So this is a weekly session. So it's going to be same time, same place. Well, not same place. We're next week. We're actually going to be shooting from Atlanta next week.
Yes.
So same place, but you'll catch us next week.
ATL.
As well. All right. So thanks everyone for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.